Spelar den in eller?
Ja, den spelar in.
Den spelar in. Jag får bara hålla den så här.
Vänta lite då tills han har kört förbi. Han ska in där. Det var jättebra.
Och så kom det en
Det
till
var
där bort.
perfekt. Ja, men det är inget problem.
Fy fan alltså, det är inte klokt alltså.
Det blir en tivoli. Okej.
Det är bättre än tivoli. Ja.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Anything That Moves. I'm Thomas. So today we are going on a bit of a spontaneous road trip. We're going to the island Öland in Sweden, on the Swedish east coast today. We actually had planned to go to the west coast of Sweden, but as always the weather is always better on the east coast, so we changed our plans and packed up. We also have a tent. We will not stay in a tent tonight, but we might be tenting a little bit because both me and my wife, we love it. If the weather is good, at least. I have a slight back pain right now, so that's why we're staying in a hotel or Airbnb tonight. All right, it's gonna be our first road trip on summer conditions on the summer tires, so it's going to be a little bit different. We've done a long trip before on the winter. Yeah, so here we are. We've been on the road for, well, I don't know, about 4.5 hours, and we've done 370 kilometers, and it's really a privilege, you know, to at least once in a lifetime be able to drive and own such a car as this, you know. Yeah, so we're gonna look for this small scenic route before we come to before we're getting closer to our final destination. I think, yeah, this might be it. Påskalavik, yeah, this is the one. Kustvägen, det här. Kan filma där. So that's nice when you got a car. You know, I also like taking a train when you're going somewhere far. But you know, the benefits, of course, when you have the car, you can decide. You know, this morning we didn't know where we're going today. You know, we didn't know the exact location. So you can always change your plans as you go along. You know. So we booked the bed and breakfast, like a small cottage where we will spend the night, and. You know, and then we'll see. We'll take it from there tomorrow. When I studied some 10 years ago, I did some extra, because I was a full-time bus driver before, and then I did some extra, you know, in the early mornings or whatever, in the weekends when I was studying. I did some bus driving, you know, to get the budget to work, and well. I actually realized when I'm driving here that I have been driving here before. We're just by the sea. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can see it through the trees, but we're just by the, you know, driving along the Baltic Sea here. So it's really nice. It's a nice view. Kolla. See that? So let's see. We do have the tent with us, but we don't have any. We have already booked the cottage to stay during the night. But you can see here we can go to this camping place. It's always nice to explore a little bit.
400 meter. Sväng höger. Sväng höger och sedan gör en utsväng.
Vän när det är möjligt. Välkommen till Nöte. Camping tillåten. Ja. And yeah, one thing, when you are, you might wonder, why do I have a car like this if I don't drive it that hard? But the thing is, there's such a, when you have a big engine, when you have a lot of power, there is a certain, how shall I put it?
300 meter. Sväng höger.
There is a certain grace to the drive, The engine culture is really. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going. You get a completely different way of how the engine is working. It's really nice. It's never really strained in any way. So that's what I wanted to say. It's. Okay, so now we're actually on the island of Öland, and the place we went for bed and breakfast is about 20 kilometers north, or 25 kilometers north of the bridge. So we're on the way north. Okay, so we reached our first destination in Köpingsvik on Öland. A very nice view out of the Baltic Sea here, or the Kalmar Strait as it's called, this part. We're really happy with this little cottage. It's a pretty new, modern. Yeah, think it's got everything we need for a night. Very good. So we're driving along the west coast of Öland, and yeah, so this is one of like a smaller road by the by the coastline, and it's really nice. There's also a lot of really nice houses here. I like it. You know, I'm the kind of guy who like modern architecture. What I like here about the houses here is that almost all of them, or all of them, are only one level. So, well, not all of them apparently, but I like that, you know, and it's kind of a modern design. This is either you like it or you don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why. Anyway, my opinion is that you know, anything, design or art or whatever, should reflect the times in which they were created. So you know, even though architecture from the whatever, you know, 1910 or 1920s, you know, even if it looked good, I don't see any point in replicating that now. I think, you know, the architecture or anything should reflect the times we're living in, you know, and whatever development and evolution we have come to or discovered or whatever. So I don't know. We're all different. I don't say that I'm right and that, you know, the other opinion is wrong. I just say that this is my opinion. You know, it would be ridiculous, for example, if cars looked the same way they did in the 1920s. You know, that doesn't make sense. So now it's time to refuel the car, because it's a little bit, the fuel meter is a little bit unpredictable. When you get lower to the lower kilometers, you know, the remaining range, it drops faster than the kilometers you are consuming, so to speak. So it's better to fuel the car now when we have the possibility. We've done 524 kilometers on this tank so far, and 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers, so that's good. So I got 49.96 liters, and we've done 52.42 Swedish miles, which is 10 kilometers times 10 kilometers. 52.42. So 0.9, so 9.53 liters per 100 kilometers, which corresponds exactly to the average on the trip computer or whatever. So very good. We can rely on that one for being accurate. Let's continue. Fint. So we're still on the on the western side of Öland, and on the way down to towards the water again. We were actually on a kind of a big or famous beach in Sweden on the east side, and now we're on the way to the west side again. I mean, the island of Öland is very narrow, so you know, it doesn't take more than maybe 10 or 15 minutes before you cross from one side to the other, at least here up, you know, when we're getting closer to the northern peak. I have to say it's a bit tricky, you know, because we've been watching in these, you know, Experience Sweden book, and you know, about the roads to drive, you know, not nice roads to drive, and that's good enough. But then when you try to find them on the navigator is almost impossible, because you know, of course, the roads themselves are not named. You know, you cannot find the routes in the ways, at least. So that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, now we are down on the road along the coast that I plan to take. So now I'm gonna deviate from whatever the navigator says, and I'm gonna stop navigating for a while. Yeah. Så där, Ölands norra udde. Now we will not get further north on this island. Okay, so we're driving along or closer to the east coast of the island now, and we are on the way to the very south part. We actually thought that we would be finished with the island today, but probably we will camp, we will tent overnight somewhere in this southern part of the island. We still have a few hours to go, but I mean, before we have watched everything we want to watch and so on. But yeah, it's really nice. I mean, we have timed this trip with time to perfection, because it's been cold until now, so that, you know, everything, all the leaves on the trees, they just explode now. So it's just, if we'd been here a week ago, it would have been you know, cold and rainy probably, and no colors on the trees. So it's really nice, perfect. But it's no surprise, because we actually watched the forecast before going here, so we knew that the weather would be fine. It's gonna get a little bit worse tomorrow, so let's hope it won't get too cold in the tent tonight. But we have good sleeping bags, so it should be okay. Hey. Okay, so one thing that's really fascinating, I bought this tent and at the same time this camping stove 12 years ago, and I'm still on the same bottle, but it's almost empty now. But it's quite fascinating. I bought the second bottle like 5 years ago, because I thought this one was about to be fully consumed, but it's still working fine. Very good. Okay, so now we're getting close to my oldest sister's place in south of Sweden, in Janarp, and here we can see that it's almost gone from well, I wouldn't say winter, but early spring and almost to summer in just 2 or 3 days. So it's really nice. It's very green here. here in south of Sweden, Skåne, I'm always very confused with the roads because I never remember that I've been in a place. You know, normally I have quite a good geographic or spatial memory, but when it comes to this area, then I never know from what direction I'm approaching my sister's house. But now I know where I am actually. But yeah. Anyway, to be continued. Kan du hålla den sådär? Men kanske inte är så kul upplevelse för dig då.
Ja, men, spelar den in eller?
Ja, den spelar in.
Den spelar in. Jag får bara hålla den så här.
Vänta lite då tills han har kört förbi. Han ska in där. Det var jättebra.
Och så kom det en
det
till.
Det var perfekt. Ja, men det är inget problem.
Fy fan alltså, det är inte klokt alltså.
Det är bara en tivoli.
Okej.
Det är bättre än tivoli, ja.
Ska vi... Okay, so we're now on the, what is this, the third day? Yeah. We spent the night at my sister's place in south of Sweden, Genarp, and now we are on the way home, but we will make a stop at my mother's, who lives about an hour from here. Today I'm trying to, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I'm trying Google Maps. We're usually using Waze, but sometimes it really annoys me because if you plan, when you start planning a route, you decide, okay, you get like 2 or 3 different options, and you know, then you choose it, you know, you choose the way you want to go, and then all of a sudden, when you're on the way, then Waze will find out, oh, there's a quicker way, and there's no way of canceling that way of that suggestion. So then it will just switch to the quicker route. But we didn't want to go there in the first place. So now today I'm trying Google Maps, and they're actually also giving this. Okay, we have found a quicker way to get where you want to go. But that one, you get the option of choosing. Okay, I still want to go with my pre-planned route, and that is why we are using the Google Maps today. So let's see which one is the best one.
Direkt från lagerhyllan. Det spelar in.
We're on the way north now from south of Sweden up towards Stockholm. We have a few hours to go, maybe. Well, we will make a detour. I have this, I kind of like, you know, old small road, like I like to drive on roads that used to be the, you know, main road, but then it got almost abandoned once there was a new motorway or something made. But anyway, we're still on a motorway, and this is one of the nicest views from a motorway in Sweden. We're driving along the eastern coast of Lake Vättern, which is the second biggest lake in Sweden. It's also pretty cold. But it's really, the view is really wonderful from here, you know. It doesn't matter, I mean, of course it's even better if the sun is out, but it's also nice right now. Up on the hill there you got the Brahus. That's an old, what should you say, fortress, or I don't know really, I think so. Or maybe, I won't say too much, but anyway, you pass the motorways just on the other side, you know, just on the other side of the ridge up there, so and there's a stop there. You can stop, you know, refuel the car and go to this fortress or castle or whatever it is, and have a look out on Lake Vättern. So this is the old E4, which I remember from when I was a kid, you know, maybe the motorway, they made this, you know, part of the motorway maybe when I was around 10, I don't know, 10 or 15. So that's some 30-35 years ago. Now, it's amazing how everything changed. When this was you know, the main road between the south and north in Sweden, there were so many cars here all the time, and there were a lot of kind of dangerous overtakes. And now, I mean, this was kind of a boring part of the road, but now it's really nice. You know, it's so nice, and there's always something on an abandoned road. It's not an abandoned road, it's because obviously you can see it's still in, you know, still being used, but it's kind of there's something very still, there's something very tranquil about so few cars being here now when there used to be so many cars. I like it. I always try to find these roads because it's, I mean, it's much more relaxing and fun to drive. You know, the motorway driving is not really any fun unless you drive really fast, and I don't really want to do that. So we're home. We traveled 1,805 kilometers and averaged 9.7 liters per 100 kilometers. All right.